There are a lot of robot vacuums out there. So what makes this one different? Well, there's actually three things. First, it is the world's smallest robot vacuum that can go in places other robot vacuums can't. A second is that it comes with a full handheld vacuum. So you can clean the stairs. You can clean the upholstery by pulling this off and putting one of the attachments on and having a smaller handheld vacuum. And the third thing that is unique about this is the fact that it has a self-emptying bin for the robot vacuum and the handheld vacuum. So once you're done vacuuming, you don't need to go empty this out over the trash. You just stick it back in the bay station, push the button, and it empties it for you. I've been using the K10 Plus Pro since it first came out. It's my daily vacuum that goes off every morning at 8:30. The obstacle detection has been great, so I don't worry about what's on the floor. I have a full video on the K10 Plus Pro, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But in this video, I want to focus on why you would want to get this, not on a bunch of different specs. I want to talk about the key features and how well does it do cleaning. Who cares about all the bells and whistles if it doesn't clean well? This video is sponsored by SwitchBot. They did send this over for me to check out. A big reason I said yes to checking it out was the fact that the K10 Plus Pro by itself has worked out well. Now, if you're not familiar with SwitchBot, they have a whole ecosystem of devices. Two of my favorites that I use daily are the curtain openers that open my curtains in the morning and close them at night, and the K10 Plus Pro, since it does run daily. I'll put links to this combo along with some of their other devices in the description, so definitely go check those out. A big thing I want to focus on my channel is the why behind these devices. Like, first, why get a robot vacuum? Well, for me, I found that I would procrastinate vacuuming and it would start to pile up. I would end up spot vacuuming areas when messes would happen. It was definitely too long between vacuumings in the house. But with the robot vacuum, it can happen whenever you feel like vacuuming. You could just walk by, push the button to start it, or like we have, once the kids are off at school, it's scheduled to go, and it is so nice, especially if you have hardwood floors. It is nice to be able to walk around barefoot and not feel anything on the floor because it's always clean. There's no way that would happen. I'm not going to come home every day and clean the floor. So the robot vacuum is awesome. Now let's talk about the key features of this. You have the K10 Plus robot vacuum. That is the world's smallest robot vacuum. It is meant to go on all different surfaces, from short pile carpet to tall pile, from hardwood, tile, and other surfaces. Then you have the handheld vacuum, which is perfect for upholstery, cleaning the stairs. I mean, that's when our other handheld vacuum gets used the most. And just for those spot cleanings, you make a mess, go over, quick clean up, back on the base. Then there's the Fusion Base, it's what it's called. It just empties both for you. It can go 70 days before you have to change the bag out. Now let's talk about some of the features of the K10 Plus Pro. Like I said, I've been using it for a while, so I'm pretty familiar with this one. When it comes to cleaning, it does a great job. I would say with all these robot vacuums, the key is to let it clean regularly. If you let it pile up for 2 weeks and then do a cleaning, then you'll be like, hey, missed that and that. Well, that happens with any vacuum. Here's the vacuum. It is the world's smallest robot vacuum. On the front, you have these sensors for obstacle avoidance. On the side, you have the wall detection sensor. And on the top, this is something that's new to me, is the DTOF or DTOF radar technology. It's used for navigation in autonomous vehicles. I've noticed actually when mapping, the map seems way more precise. This can detect furniture, toys, other items left on the ground. Under here, you have your dustbin. The dustbin can be removed, but this is a self-emptying vacuum, so you don't need to. On the bottom, you have the roller brush, which is definitely better than their original version that had bristles on it. It would get fur all tangled up in it. I've been using the K10 Plus Pro for about 5 months now and have no tangles with this roller. Now, the first time you send the vacuum out, it's going to have to do a mapping run. So you would hit next for that. You pick up any obstacles and then have it do a fast mapping so that it just gets the map and doesn't do any of the cleaning at this point. So fast mapping.
I'm going to start mapping now.
And on the screen, we're going to start seeing the results of the mapping happening. So that's after just rotating in that one spot. And it'll keep doing that all throughout the house, and then you'll end up with the finished map. After it does its mapping run, you're going to end up with a map, and it'll guess where the different rooms are, where it makes sense to break up the rooms. From there, you're going to want to go into the map and label your rooms, combine rooms together, and just get everything organized. Once you get your map organized, when you send it out to vacuum the whole house, it'll vacuum a room at a time. You'll also have the option to select individual rooms and vacuum just those rooms, or you can also just vacuum an area. Now, when it comes to cleaning with the K10 Plus Pro, you have 4 different modes. You have a quiet, standard, strong, and max. I found that leaving it on standard has worked out well for me. It's not too loud. I don't notice it when I'm in here working, and it does a great job cleaning. Now let's take a look at the K10 Plus doing some cleaning. Starting off first with some dog fur for my 100-pound dog.
Also, I have not vacuumed in a week and it is a mess. We're going to see how well the K10 Plus Pro does with all this fur. It is everywhere. It is gross. Oh, look at that. Ate the fur right up. More right there, fur blowing around. Now we're coming up to the part I want to see, the big mess there. Look at all that fur. There we go. And there's kitty litter there too. Oh, it's getting right up there. Okay. Here's a look at the base of the stairs after one pass. I think that did a great job considering what all was there. Now, the stuff it missed was along here. And the reason why it missed that stuff is because of the angle of the step. The sensor is reading that the edge is right here. Well, it can't get the brush all the way in there. So that's why that little bit's left, and then there's stuff I need to vacuum off the steps, but I'm gonna call that good.
Now let's look at the K10 Plus Pro doing a cleanup of a mess. On the ground, I have sugar, kitty litter, rice, and some cereal. With all this stuff on the ground, I'm running it on max suction and having it do 2 passes. The cleaning is done, and we got a couple pieces left. This is one of the things I've noticed with robot vacuums. The little spinning brush, the edge brush, sometimes flicks things around. So there's an example. There's an example. Yeah, I mean, we got a little bit of stuff still left on. It needs another pass. That's a mopping that needed to happen before this. But yeah, you definitely going to need 2 passes with that. And you might be better off using the handheld on these bigger messes, which we'll see how that works in a moment. Next is the Fusion base station for the robot vacuum and the handheld. Here's the new self-emptying bin. It is taller and skinnier than the K10 Plus Pro self-emptying bin. Reason why it's substantially taller is for that handheld vacuum. You put it on there and it self-empties. The base station empties both vacuums into this 3-liter bag, and this bag can last up to 70 days. Now, if you look at the footprint of the vacuum, SwitchBot says that it is smaller than a normal piece of paper. It takes up a small footprint, but it's the height of it. Here's a look at it in my living room. With this combination, I think you have to be more selective on where you're gonna put it. I can't get away with just having it sit next to the TV. After the vacuum gets done with its cleaning, it'll come back and empty itself. But at any point, you can go within the app and have it tell it to empty itself. And for the handheld, there's a little push button that will start the emptying. Next, let's talk about the handheld vacuum. You have a full-size handheld vacuum, so you can go clean the floor, you can throw the attachments on it, clean the ceiling, you pull off the long extension and put on the roller brush, and it's great for cleaning upstairs. You have the little narrow tip on it, so you can get into grooves and tight spaces or vacuum along the baseboards. It's a great attachment actually to use in the car. I go clean my car out. You get a total of 3 attachments. You have the roller attachment, you have the wider brush attachment, and then you have the little narrow attachment. Let's demo this thing and see how well it does cleaning. Here's a look at cleaning my stairs. Let's take a look at the little attachment first. It's perfect for little spots like this. This is a chance for me to clean.
Oh yeah, that's doing well. Okay. That was a quick pass, and that is quite a bit of fur in there. We hit the max level, clean off the stairs, so I am going to dump this. When it comes to cleaning with the handheld, I feel like I get similar results to my other more expensive handheld. It's getting plenty of fur up. The thing is, this is really small. So you will have to make frequent trips if you procrastinate your vacuuming like I do, and then come over here and empty. On the ground, I have some Lucky Charms, rice, sugar, kitty litter, fur. Now taking a look at the results, it looks like it got everything out of the grooves. I was a little worried about that when I threw everything down. So it got all that out. On the hardwood floors, it actually pushed some of the cereal around, but it did get everything up.
Now, after using the handheld, I will say I'm not a big fan of the straight handle. I would like more that grip handle instead. I don't know. I think that's just more comfortable in pushing. I don't think about it as much when using on stairs and other places. The K10 Plus Pro does work with Apple, Amazon, Google, SmartThings. You will need to get one of SwitchBot's hub, because by default, when you use your phone or device to control SwitchBot devices, it uses Bluetooth to talk. If you want to have a smart assistant talk to the device, the smart assistant talks to the hub then talks to the device. So definitely keep that in mind. One thing is nice is that it does support Matter, which I love being able to just trigger it in Apple Home. You don't have control over all different options. All you can do is just turn it on, but it defaults to whatever your last settings were that you ran the vacuum on. Once Apple opens up support for vacuums, you'll be able to connect directly using Matter over Wi-Fi. This will also open up additional options beyond just on and off. The K10 Plus Pro Combo also works with Siri shortcuts, so that gives you even more control options that you can write into a shortcut and use voice or schedule to trigger. Now, my thoughts after using this for a bit is the K10 Plus Pro works great like the previous one I've used. Having the handheld, it's nice to have another handheld option. I found that it has worked pretty well for me. I have no complaints with that. The thing I'm on the fence about is this combo is just larger. So you have to find the right place to put it. Where when you have just a little bitty vacuum, you can kind of just tuck it anywhere. Like in my house, I'm gonna have to find a spot for this that's out of the way. But overall, I think it's a nice combination. It brings something different to the market. The SwitchBot K10 Plus Pro Combo is available now. You can save $200 now on Amazon or SwitchBot's website. Definitely go check it out using the link in the description. Check out some of their other devices. SwitchBot keeps bringing unique items to the market that work well and are affordably priced. Now, if you made it this far in the video, please consider subscribing to check out the next one. Next, check out this video over here on the K10 Plus Pro if you want a more in-depth video on that. Or you can check out this one up here. This is the one that YouTube thinks you're going to want to watch. So either one, they're going to be good. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.